I am so excited to use this Fairy palette by Fusion. Look how gorgeous it is. I'm going to use Beach Baby to start. It is one of my absolute favorites so far, and I'm going to sponge that over my eyes. Applying color like this with a sponge is all about manipulation, shaping the sponge, pinching it, and placing the colors where you want them to go. You don't have to get all the colors down at once. You want to rotate the sponge, push, and squeeze that color out onto the skin. Now, this can be really hard at first when you're learning to sponge, so use those petal sponges. Fusion makes them, a lot of other face painting brands make them as well. It can make it easier so that you're not having to manipulate the sponge as much. And if you are new to sponging, it will help you out. Look at this color. I can't stand it. It's so beautiful. So now that my eyes are done and they look pretty even to me, so excited, I love this color, I'm going to take the new Fusion Pro White and a number 10 Flora brush, and I'm going to triple load it. So I've loaded it first with the Fusion Pro White, which is a luscious white, then the Fusion Neon Yellow, and then the Fusion Neon Pink. I love their neons as well. So I'm going to start just at the top of one of my eyes, kind of at the corner of where my rainbow eyes stop, and I'm going to press that down. Then I'm going to turn the brush to the side, and I'm going to pull little sprigs off of it. I've also dipped the very tip in some darker purple for some more contrast, and so I can do things like this, just drag that tip and create some really quick line work. Also can drag the tip through the petals to create some dimension. I love brushes that are diverse like this. I can use this brush for multiple different strokes and looks without having to change to another brush. So for me, it's a lot of very quick payoff. This number 10 brush, a filbert brush, and dagger brushes all have this same value for me. So this is one of my number one used brushes in my kit. So I'm just going to keep building on that flowery eye design. You don't have to do too much. I'm definitely going to do more of an asymmetrical look. So the one side is going to be a little bit bigger and fuller, and then the other side I'm going to do a little bit closer to the eye so that I have some nice dimension and variation in the design. So you may also notice that as I pull those secondary petals out, I am curving them towards the center of my face. So everything is on a bit of an arc that if I were to continue that line, it's going to specific focal points in the center of the eyebrow, corner of the eye, center of the nose. Everything, if it continued to move, is going to go to those specific focal points. You don't want eye designs or flower designs like this to be heading off to the side unless they have a purpose. There's always exceptions to the rule, but keep your focal points in mind. So I'm not reloading my brush, I'm just dragging the tip back through the darker purple I've been using, and it's Majestic Magenta by Fab, and it is a must have. I could not live without this color. Absolutely adore it. Highly recommend it. The nice thing about this large Flora brush is if you load it correctly the first time, you do not have to reload it. You should be able to continue to paint with it for a very long time. Typically, I just reload the tip of whatever that third or secondary color is that I've loaded it, but I don't have to go back and reload the white. So now another favorite brush, it's the large petal brush by the Face Painting Shop, and I'm going to double load it with Tink to create a clover. This is a really simple way to create a clover if you don't have a stencil or if you don't want to do a one-stroke clover, which I prefer it to do it this way because I find it to be so quick and so easy. My paint is a little wet, so it's coming off a little sheer, so I'm just going to go over it so that it pops a little bit better. But you just place the petal brush down into little heart shapes, drag a little tail, and you have got a super quick clover. I will show you on my hand. So just do 2 leaves really close together, 2 more right next to that, and then another set on the other side. And if you place them just right and then pull that stem down, you have a perfect clover. I'm going to add a couple leaves just peeking out so that it suggests the clover is behind my flower. And then I'm going to switch to a smaller, this is the mini petal brush by the Face Painting Shop, and I'm going to do another tiny little clover. So you guys might notice this St. Patrick's Day floral fairy design is getting loaded onto YouTube a bit late. As you guys probably all know, the world got a little bit crazy and I did not have time to finish this video. St. Patrick's Day was about the time that it really started to hit the Midwest, and I kind of stopped everything I was doing and just focused on my family and being safe. So now that I am home, I am trying to load up some content I filmed quite a bit ago. So please forgive me, and I hope you still enjoy it. I'm taking that dark purple and dragging just a line down to the inside corner of my eye and then pressing that petal brush down as well. Just notice that I am angling those petals towards the outer part of my face, not towards the inside part of my nose. I think it does look better to have more of an organic flow back to the other part of your design. You can always add a few more sprigs if you feel like it needs to be elongated, but always keep in mind where those focal points are and where your design is headed. I just grabbed a dauber and some petrol blue to create the center of my flower, and then this cute little fairy stencil. I am also going to use the petrol blue, which is this gorgeous turquoise. So I believe, so Superstar is the original, and then Fab has it as well. And I'm not 100% sure if it's the exact same paint or not. I don't know who produces what, but they both make a petrol, and it's a beautiful color, either company you buy it from. So that's what I'm going to do my fairy in. And then before I remove that stencil, I'm going to dip my dauber in glitter and then very carefully press it on there so that when you lift it off, you have a glittery fairy. Looks like a glitter tattoo, doesn't it? My favorite glitter is the Mama Clown glitter. I will link it below. I have the little pot in my kit, as well as this is what I put in my spray bottle. I would normally spray down the design too and tell the girls that they're getting fairy dust, but I don't feel like picking glitter out of my hair later, so I'm not going to do it. So I love the Neon Pink by Fusion and the Neon Magenta, but I'm going to take the Neon Pink and I'm going to add some dots in the center of my flower, and I'm going to do a little bit of line work. Nothing too picky. You guys know that I don't like picky line work. I just want this to be very spring-like and very feminine and fun, and I am in love with Fusion Neons. If you guys have not figured that out yet, they make some awesome, awesome neon colors. I absolutely adore them. I did buy the big pots, and then I actually just repotted them into the smaller containers to fit into my kit better, and I don't regret it. I absolutely adore them. So just adding a few dots and sprigs of this bright pink to make it nice and fun and airy. And you guys know, if you're on the job, skip this step or do as much as you want that you are comfortable with. But the nice thing about this design is that it's one of those designs where you don't need any line work. And I know you guys ask me all the time for designs that don't require line work. Here's one of them. You really don't have to do anything too complicated. You don't have to add teardrops or anything that you're not comfortable with. It can mainly be the sponge work and the Flora brush, which once you practice with the Flora brush, it's quite easy to use and manipulate. I'm just adding some yellow dots and some yellow line work too, just to offset the pink. And then if you want to highlight your clovers, you can do it in yellow. You can do it in black as well, but I just feel like it would be a little harsh. So I'm just going to outline it with a little bit of neon yellow to keep everything in the same value. I actually don't want a darker contrast. I want it to all have kind of a light, ethereal, soft pastel neon look. So I am really happy with it. I think it turned out so pretty. So I finished it off with some purple and pink lipstick. I love the Too Faced Melted Matte lipsticks because they are my favorite. You can do glitter lips if you want, which I added towards the end. I hope you guys enjoy this design even though it's a bit late. Please stay safe and healthy, and if you're interested in this palette, I'm going to post the video of the swatches right after this video. So please enjoy, and I will see you guys in my next tutorial. Thanks for watching.